Triton and Goleta. Caltrans crews have been fixing damaged guardrails. Evacuation orders are in effect for some areas impacted by the fire, which started Monday. People who work behind the scenes in entertainment could soon be walking off the set.
Marissa Shipley with the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees says while employees don't want to stop working, they're willing to do so.
In order to get the employers to really understand that these are issues which matter deeply to us and affect our lives in real, tangible ways.
The president of her union has announced that unless a deal is reached with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers by Monday, union members will strike. The union is currently fighting for what it calls reasonable rest periods, meal breaks, and a living wage for lower-paid workers. Blake Trolley, KFI News.
2 birds hurt in the oil spill off the coast of Orange County have been released back into the wild. Oiled Wildlife Care Network's Dr. Jamie Sherman says she was encouraged to see one of the birds immediately take off.
That's what we want to see as our caretakers, as veterinarians, as all the many volunteers. We want to see them getting back out to their normal lives and doing their normal behavior.
More than 70 birds have been recovered from the oil spill. More than 40 have died. The U.S. Supreme Court has heard arguments as it must decide whether to revive the death sentence imposed on convicted Boston Marathon bomber Jahar Tsarnaev. The sentence was vacated on appeal. The Biden administration claims a federal appeals court mistakenly threw out the death sentence, even though the administration has declared a moratorium on federal executions. Deputy Solicitor General Eric Fagan told the court it should respect the jury's verdict.
The administration continues to believe the jury imposed a sound verdict.
The bombing in 2013 killed 3 people and injured dozens more. Federal investigators want to know why Tesla didn't fund the recall papers when it updated autopilot software to better identify parked emergency vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration told the company it must recall its cars if an over-the-internet update mitigates a safety defect. It's slow on the 101 in Calabasas.
We're looking at the southbound side where delays are filling in away from Parkway Calabasas, and that remains a slow drive ahead as you travel all the way to the 170-134 split. More slowing heading through Hollywood for that 101 southbound, actually out of the Cahuenga Pass from almost Barham, and the drive remains slow all the way to the 110 freeway. We've got Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorneys, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. He's checking out Hawthorne.
Yeah, the pretty tough drive for the 405. You're leaving LAX, the 405 southbound. It's going to load up there just a hair past the 105. From there, it's heavy into Carson and almost really all the way to Long Beach. The court loosens up pretty nicely into Orange County. Now, in Orange County on the 405, North 405, that's a tough one now from Harbor Boulevard up through the construction zone to about Beach Boulevard. Now, there's a problem heading up towards Villa Park. Looks like the 55 northbound at just about Catella. Looks like a problem there, just clearing out of lanes, but it's now catching some normal slowing and really starts way back at the 405. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
You're slowing down as you travel through Chino on the 60 eastbound, delays from the 71 freeway all the way to the 15. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
Getting hot again. We'll talk about that next.
Life Source Whole House Water System, we have one at our place. Have had it for a year and a half. And we have the cleanest, freshest, most delicious water. One of my sons just fills up a gallon jar and reuses it over and over again because the water tastes just as good as bottled water. And it comes out of every faucet in your house, and you don't have to do any salt bags, filter changes, or monthly exchange tanks. You just have the system installed and you forget about it. You never have to touch it again. Their system can reduce hard water problems, gets rid of the odor and taste of chlorine from your water without using any salt or chemicals. And without the chlorine drying your skin and hair out, you'll notice softer skin, softer hair. Call Life Source today for full service, full confidence in your water. Call 800-334-5009, 800-334-5009, LifeSourceWater.com. Life Source Water, taste and feel the difference.
Still loving those Solar Max panels.
Duh.
I'm saving money and I'm keeping cool throughout the summer and into October because SolarMax does everything under one roof right here in SoCal. I get the best service.
SolarMax has an exciting new offer, a Tesla 420 panels and power walls for $79.96 per month and $0 down.
All you got to do, dial pound 250 from your cell phone, say the keyword SolarMax, pound 250 SolarMax, or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on food credits. The SLB number 972040.
The KFI financial report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow closed down less than a point. S&P 500 up 13. NASDAQ up 106. And the average price of a gallon of regular gas in California is $4.44.
With a range of commercial fire and security solutions, Bay Alarm can protect it all with just one call.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs around 80 for Metro LA. Mid-70s to mid-80s in the valleys. Low to upper 70s for Inland OC. 75 to 80 in the IE and even warmer for Friday. Right now, 68 in Seal Beach, 72 Costa Mesa, the same in North Hollywood, and 65 in Santa Monica. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Mark.
John and King Show, John Covell and King Shampoo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Mark Ridley Thomas, LA City Councilman, indicted. Yeah, bribery charges, fraud. We're going to get to Steve Gregory in a minute, but special guest Joe Buscaino is calling in. Buscaino has had a lot of interference from Ridley Thomas over Buscaino's idea to ban camping in L.A. Joe, how are you?
Good, guys. Well, I'm disgusted. I'm shocked. I'm saddened by these federal bribery charges against Mark Ridley Thomas. But you know what this does? As we've seen in the past, two former colleagues, that these charges tarnish the reputation of the entire city government. And because of that, I'll soon sharing this with you and your listeners. And I'm asking Mark Ridley Thomas to immediately step down at this position as city council member.
He should. He should. You got 20% of the city council on the way to prison.
Question also, what the hell is going on at USC? First the doctor scandal, the admission scandal. Now Mark Ridley Thomas with their son. Who's in charge over there?
I don't know.
It's a place that a lot of people want to get their kids into, so you can see his aspirations.
He was one of the main obstructionists for all your ideas about dealing with the homeless situation and banning public camping here in the city. Every time you had an idea, he was the first one to criticize it and shoot it down.
Why are we delaying connecting people to housing and services? So I don't know what his intentions are, what his motives are. But as we talked about on your show, of the nonprofits that have been, lining their pockets with connecting people to services and housing, what I want to do is I can't afford a 7-step process. So he sits for a longer-term process to connect people to services, 7 steps. I just don't know the mindset there.
Well,
and
he's running interference for other corrupt people. That's what's going on. And he's obviously corrupt himself.
As you know, guys, LAPD, blessed 15 years, and they told us first day in the police academy, never tarnish the police badge. Never. This is disgusting. When I found out how Jose Huizar was being charged for bribery and taking cash, had I known what was going on with Jose, I would have been the first one to put my handcuffs on him. What happened with Mitch Englander, taking $10,000 in cash? Had I known, I would have been the first person to put my handcuffs on him. Had I known what's going on with Mark, I'd do the same damn thing. Complete BS. You know who we are in the city. We are sworn to protect the Constitution. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty dirty place.
And LA City Council members are compensated pretty well, aren't they?
Yeah, we are aligned. The voters approved that the LA City Council members are aligned with LA Superior Court judges. That was approved years ago by a ballot measure before I got here. But we're full-time employees and full-time council members, where other council members really don't get paid much. They can have outside employment compared to smaller cities around the country, even around the county. So this is just again, just disgusted here based on the breaking news that just came out, being indicted on these federal corruption charges. Again, that's not who we are as a city. It really reflects and tarnishes the reputation of local government. This is a third LA City Council member that has been indicted and charged. So disgusted, just disgusted.
All right, Joe. We'll talk again
Talk with
soon.
you again.
Thanks for having me, guys. Be well. Be safe.
LA City Councilman Joe Buscaino, also a candidate for LA City Mayor. Next year's election, on the breaking news that Mark Ridley Thomas, LA City Council member, longtime politician, Southern California, the Board of Supervisors before that, has been indicted.
Yes.
And Joe came on the air to say he should resign right now.
Well, Ridley Thomas was talking about running for mayor. And never followed through because he probably knew what was coming here.
And apparently it was USC that alerted the feds to this unusual arrangement that led to, from their own internal investigation, and that's when the feds announced the indictment. So we're going to talk to Steve now for more details.
Steve has had some time to go through the indictment. He's printed it out. He's got it all spread out in front of him.
Yeah.
He's got yellow marker all over the relevant passages. So what do you have there?
35 pages and 86 overt acts.
Oh,
86. Yeah.
86.
With
Sounds
the limited,
dirty over
I
there.
know, right? With the limited time here, I'm trying to extract some of the things that are more interesting. So I'm going to be scanning through this in real time. It looks like May 17, 2017, Ridley Thomas, we're talking about Flynn now, also.
Marilyn Louise Flynn,
Marilyn Louise
then the
Flynn.
Dean of USC School of Social Work.
So defendant Ridley Thomas told Flynn that relative MRT, Mark Ridley Thomas, MRT relative one was interested in obtaining a postgraduate degree from the university. So MRT relative emailed defendant Flynn to request a meeting. Defendant Flynn responded via email to MRT relative, "I'm glad to hear from you, and so quickly." Flynn told MRT relative 1 to schedule a meeting. So on the May 24, 2017, defendant Flynn emailed a university employee and told the employee to contact MRT relative 1 right away.
And relative 1 is Sebastian Ridley Thomas, the son.
Right. To facilitate relative 1's postgraduate work at the university, and that the wanted to open every door available for MRT relative 1. On June 5th of 2017, Flynn emailed university officials to inform them that she was going to dinner with Ridley Thomas and that there was a potential for Ridley Thomas to assist the social work school with various county initiatives. It continues on that Ridley Thomas wrote from Flynn's email about Ridley Thomas in their meeting that Ridley Thomas has lots of discretionary money and should give us $1 million each year for 3 years.
Wait. That Mark Ridley Thomas ought to give $1 million a year to
The university.
to USC so that the son
Could now you'll see here in a second for a full scholarship for a postgraduate degree.
Now, that $1 million is our tax money, right?
Yeah, that's his discretionary funds, money funds.
Seriously?
June 5th, 2017, defendant Flynn replied to university official 1's June 5th email and wrote that she and university official 2 were going to help MRT relative 1 obtain a joint master's degree from the social work and public policy schools. Defendant Flynn wrote that she and university official 2 intended to offer relative 1 a full scholarship between both schools. Defendant Flynn characterized the exchange as a full scholarship for our social work funds. A new contract between the University of Social Work School and the LA County Department of Children and Family Services. A new contract between the university. This is what she's expecting in return. Flynn was expecting this from Ridley Thomas. A new contract between the university and the Social Work School and the LA County Department of Children and Family Services. A new contract between the university and Social Work School and the LA County Probation Department. An amendment to an existing contract between the university and the Social Work School.
So she wanted a lot of stuff. She wanted cash. She wanted contracts with...
Which, in an online mental health clinic. So it goes on.
All for a scholarship and a professorship for Ridley Thomas' son. She wanted all this in return.
So, to accommodate MRT relative 1's preferences and schedule, defendant Flynn told the employee to tackle this enigma in order to ensure that MRT relative 1 could receive a joint master's degree without adhering to the standard sequence of coursework.
Whoa! Are you serious? He didn't even have to do the work?
Defendant Flynn understood that MRT relative 1 preferred to attend classes online. an endeavor to have an entire online curriculum which had never existed previously for this program, developed to accommodate MRT relatives.
So
In July
good.
2017, defendant Ridley Thomas presented a motion on the Board of Supervisors' August 1st, 2017 agenda recommending a memorandum of understanding to establish a partnership between USC's local work school to enhance services.
No.
On December 14, 2017, within approximately 1 hour of receiving defendant Ridley Thomas's email saying that County Official 2 was ready to go, defendant Flynn emailed multiple university officials and MRT Relative 1 to expedite MRT Relative 1's enrollment at the university and full tuition scholarship. In the email, defendant Flynn instructed that MRT Relative 1's admission to the university should be given the highest priority and that we should tap our endowed funds to do so.
Wait,
Right, Steve, hang
they're
on.
giving away endowment funds while Ridley Thomas is busy giving away tax money.
Yeah, well, at least USC's a private school.
All
but,
for this? Yeah, I know, but when people contribute to USC, they don't think it's going to go for this. All for this dud, son?
Oh, and there's also some emojis in the official court documents that MRT used on their cell phones.
So,
He's a big emoji guy.
all right, well, we'll
Wondering
continue
how
here.
much of this is collected, through emails and witnesses, or is there anything recorded, you think?
I don't know that yet. I haven't gotten that deep into it, but I will find out.
All right, Steve Gregory's with us. It's the breaking news this afternoon. Los Angeles City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas has been indicted. Federal case. The feds are good, too. Taking bribes from a former USC dean in exchange for supporting millions of dollars in LA County contracts at the university.
God, this ship is sunk. Johnny 10 KFI, Deborah Marquez News.
People on Social Security are getting a nearly 6% cost of living increase. It's the largest adjustment in 39 years and will impact nearly 70 million people. LA is starting a one-year pilot program to get survivors of domestic abuse and human trafficking into permanent housing. Actor William Shatner and 3 other passengers have been to space and back on Blue Origin's second flight from Earth. We'll go back to the 110, and we will check in with the KFI in the sky next.
Termites love Southern California, and there are 2 kinds of termite seasons here. One, well, it's here all year long, and 2, it's really termite season, and that's what's going on right now. If you see those little bugs flying around or what looks like small pieces of sawdust on the floor, termites. And I'm going to suggest you call Pacific Coast Termite for a free home inspection. Now, certain restrictions apply. When you use Pacific Coast Termite, no tenting, no double bagging your food, no pet sitting. I've tented before. It is a nightmare. You do not want to go there. You can actually be home while Pacific Coast Termite does its work. Try doing that with a Mention KFI, get 10% off termite treatments, 2-year guarantee on their work. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com.
Pacific Coast Termite, Jill Termite.
The clean, friendly way. Tired of the BS? We spent $100,000 this. Result $8 million for leg-injured motorcyclists.
Upland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow, highs mid-70s to mid-80s. This report brought to you by IRSoil.com. We're going to go back to the 110 in downtown LA.
This wreck on the southbound side before 8th Street has taken out the right lane, sending it back out of the Leland Park. Invested in Orange with Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney, superwomansuperlawyer.com.
Yeah, Steve, lots of red in orange here on the 55. 55 Costa Mesa Freeway northbound, just approaching Lincoln Knoll Ranch. So it's a little before the 91. Looks like that accident clearing for the center divider. It's now added to a tough drive almost all the way back to the normal stuff, starting at about the 405. A little loose stretch around 7 feet, but not much to write home about there. Now, if you're heading out through the Santa Ana Canyon on the 91, 91 down, that's going to load up there from Wood Canyon over to Green River, and then once again through Corona, pretty much leaving Surface Club on and off into Riverside. Incident and accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
Back to the 110 freeway on the northbound side in Highland Park, just before Avenue 43. The 2 right lanes are blocked due to a crash. Delays loading up from Slauson. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez. This report is sponsored by the Auto Club of Southern California. Did you know the Auto Club offers competitive rates on auto insurance? Go to AAA.com/insurance for a free quote today and find out how much you could save. Insurance through the Auto Club. Visit AAA.com/insurance today.
Don't miss Hulu's new original series, Don't Stick, an investigative thriller from executive producer Danny Strong. Discover how one company triggered the worst drug epidemic in American history and then tried to cover it up. Watch how it all began in a boardroom of the church drama, ran in small-town America, and made its way to the hallways of the DEA. The series stars Michael Keaton, Rosario Dawson, Peter Sarsgaard, Caitlin Deaver, Will Poulter, and John Hogenacker, and Michael Stuhlbarg. Watch the first 3 episodes now and catch new episodes Wednesday on Hulu. Want the best possible price on your next car? Download the Roto app. That's R-O-D-O. Roto lets you browse thousands of vehicles from different from your phone, and even offers contact-free delivery. And with Roto, there's never any haggling. The price you see is pre-negotiated and already includes every available discount. There's no hidden fees and no surprises. Just 100% transparent pricing. So for an easy car buying experience, download the Roto app now or check out roto.com. That's ROTO.com.
Will I be able to smile again?
Can I eat my favorite foods?
Can I live without worrying about my teeth?
These are questions we hear every day at Clear Choice Dental Implant Centers. In a free 1-hour consultation, we can provide answers. You may be a candidate for dental implants, which look, feel, and function like real teeth. And if you are, the answer to, can I feel like myself again, will be yes.
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 To find out more, visit us at clearchoice.com.
You've got dreams. Maybe you want to refinance so you can start those home improvements you've been putting off. Take that long-awaited vacation, or pay off high-interest debt like credit cards, student loans, or personal loans. Take advantage. Your home equity has never been higher. I'm Lisa Alley of Summit Lending. We are a business dedicated to complete transparency and committed to obtaining loan packages that provide the lowest rates on the market. Summit Lending is family-owned and operated, and our service level is unparalleled. Check us out online. Our reviews speak for themselves. We have our own credit line with our own bank and can compete with anyone. Every KFI customer has direct access to the president of the company. That's me, Lisa. And remember, we love our veterans. For a rate quote within the hour, call Summit Lending at 800-640-1350. That's 800-640-1350, or email me personally at gowithsummit.com. Once again, that's 800-640-1350.
MNLS number 339255. DRE license number 0186475H.
Hey, it's Conway here. Know why I got a whole house water filtration system from Purigan Water? Because I don't want to wonder if my family's tap water is safe. No more wasting money on bottled water, no plastic bottles to recycle, and no more visits to the chiropractor's office because you're lifting 5-gallon bottles of water or 40 pounds of salt. No calcium buildup on faucets or shower heads, and that alone is worth it. Purigan extends the life of your water heater. Things on with this clean water. Purigan Water offers free lifetime service. No one else can make that claim. The system takes up a little tiny amount of space. So let's get Purigan, California's preferred whole house water filtration system. And for a limited time, when you buy a whole house system, you get the 6-stage alkaline drink system for free. 844-80-WATER. 844-80-WATER. That's P-U-R, again, water.com. Spelled wrong, but the water's right. 844-80-WATER.
The Purigan man is your best friend. Make your water pure again.
You ever been to Stonehenge? By the way, you can't get in anymore. You used to be able to walk all through Stonehenge. You can't? No,
I didn't know
you
that.
can't do that anymore. I mean, they just shut right down.
Bill Handel, mornings from 6 to 10.
You can't go to the Sistine Chapel and sign your name on the ceiling. They just don't let you do that anymore. That's weird, isn't it?
On KFI.
Johnny Kent Show, John Cobell, Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, it's like Christmas.
It is.
I found some great new nuggets on this story. In case you're just tuning in, LA City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas has been indicted. Conspiracy, bribery, along with the former dean of the School of Social Work at USC.
Federal charges.
What I just found out concerns the son, Sebastian, who's not named in the indictment, but everybody knows who it is.
He was a beneficiary.
He resigned from the assembly in 2017 amid an investigation into sex harassment complaints. He insisted that it was due to health reasons. not a sex harassment probe. He later became a professor at the School of Social Work and Public Policy at USC, although he was later terminated over questions about his original appointment. So that's why he was looking for a place for his dud son, because he was leaving in shame from the state legislature.
So part of that is that's listed in the indictment, and because it makes mention in there that there was concern that he had not disclosed that to the university when they were giving him that, so they had to basically look over that.
This woman is 83 years old. This only happened a few years ago. I mean, Marilyn Flynn is 83. Wow.
So,
and what she wanted to do, I learned a little more about the contracts. It involved the School of Social Work. So Ridley Thomas was funneling contracts for the School of Social Work at USC to provide services to the County Department of Children and Family Services and Probation, as well as an amendment to a contract with the Department of Mental Health that would bring the school millions of dollars in new revenue.
Yeah.
So that was the payoff.
County money. What do you got? Yeah, so just to summarize, Ken hitting some of the bigger points there, and it just says here, the summary is that Ridley Thomas solicited, demanded, accepted, and agreed to kickbacks in exchange for MRT relatives' admission to the university to obtain a master's degree, full tuition, scholarship to attend the university, a paid professorship to teach at the university, a $100,000 payment from the university, and intended to be influenced and rewarded in connection with the issuance of county contracts with the University and Social Work School.
Who is getting the $100,000?
It was a nonprofit. It just identifies here as a fiscal sponsor B for benefit of nonprofit B and MRT relative 1. So there's a nonprofit.
Oh, so
involved in this too.
his son is connected to this nonprofit
Yeah.
that's going to get the $100,000. Yeah, and I'm sure Sebastian worked for the nonprofit and got a salary, and so that covers the salary.
Ridley Thomas and his co-schemers would seek and accept bribes and kickbacks from defendant Flynn and other university officials in the form of direct and indirect financial benefits.
Oh, wait, so he funneled county money to USC to Mary Louise Flynn's request, and then she was going to make sure Ridley Thomas got kickbacks?
It says here that some of the money came from, it looks like Ridley Thomas's campaign account. It looks like some of it may have come from something in a campaign form, in the form of campaign funds.
So he gave some of his campaign money?
It looks like that, yeah. I don't know exactly what that organization is. The,
well, they really created a complicated structure here.
Yeah, and then Ken, to answer your question, I don't see anything about wiretaps, but it looks like most of the charges are based on use of wires, emails, and 2 of the counts are use of FedEx for use of mail. And it says here, finally, in exchange for the bribes and kickbacks from defendant Flynn and other co-schemers, Ridley Thomas would agree to perform the following types of official acts: presenting motions and agenda items for the Board of Supervisors, voting on Board of Supervisors motions and agenda items, exerting pressure on other members of the Board of Supervisors to present, introduce, and vote on motions and agenda items, and exerting pressure on other county officials to perform official acts with respect to the issuance of an amendment to county contracts with the USC School of Social Work.
Yeah, I have here, within weeks of Ridley Thomas contacting this woman in May of 2017 about his relative wanting a postgraduate degree from USC, she began a campaign to secure both university admission and a full scholarship for the son, Sebastian. And, here's the evidence. She wrote in an email she intended to open every door to the family member. When a university official said Ridley Thomas had lots of discretionary money and should give the university $1 million each year for 3 years, according to the indictment, Flynn responded that she and another university official intended to offer the relative a full scholarship in exchange for funds for the school.
Now, did he actually send USC the $1 million? That was the request from Flynn. Or was that a negotiating
I don't know. That might have been a negotiating point, saying that he had discretionary funds and they had the potential of receiving that at least. That's what I got from that initial thing. But again, I don't know the whole.
But he did steer the contracts to the School of Social Work, don't you think?
Yeah, it's good looking like. And then here's the thing, John and I were talking off air, is that, much like the LA City Council right now with what happened with Englander, Weezar, and then there had been talk of another council person being involved in some schemes, even Weston. For Weston, there's been a lot of talk around that. I'm just wondering if that same kind of poisonous fruit is going to be going on with the Board of Supervisors. If you've got MRT now, saying right here in print that part of his job was to influence others it makes you wonder how much the others knew.
Right,
When
because they had to vote for the contract.
and they had to vote.
And they'd have to know why they're voting for the contract.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this thing is going to be much like LA City Council. Well, are we going to hear about another indictment coming soon on the board side?
Oh, let's hope.
Oh, they all would be flush. The
Yeah,
whole-
apparently he swayed the board of supervisors to approve a motion to establish a partnership between the county and the social work school at USC. And they did approve the motion on October 2017. So
that is a lot of scandal to say your dud son coming
yeah, I
up
guess
with
the
sex
motive is
harassment scandal.
the son was about to leave the state legislature, so the
Oh,
father
I
was
like
looking
it
for
that
a
he didn't
landing
have
place.
I like he didn't have to go to class. He didn't really have to adhere to whatever normal
Right.
class
They had
requirements
to
there were.
completely restructure the curriculum to make it online
So he
learning.
was just getting a free degree. And a free
That's part,
professorship.
Steve. Any idea of the prison time for this?
Oh gosh,
You know what? 30 count indictment. If you're looking at a lot of what's going on with, gosh, what is the minimum now? It's like a 20-year minimum for the fraud on that. But I'm
yeah,
trying to
and
think about.
Gaston can't pardon him because
No.
these are federal charges.
Yeah, exactly. So, but when I get a chance to dig through this, and of course everyone else will have a time to do a deeper dive on all this. But man, this is just Christmas morning. A lot of stuff to go through here.
It really is a holiday.
We don't have to worry about the cargo ships. I got my Christmas spread.
All right, Steve.
Bye, guys.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
Gregory
good work.
updating us on the breaking news. The indictment of Mark Ridley Thomas, long time. I guess he wasn't in the state legislature. He had a couple of rounds on the city council and the board of supervisors. But I don't think he ever went to Sacramento.
He's been around forever.
So,
He really has been around forever. He's been just a bloviating, babbling pain in the ass. All right, more coming up. Johnny Can, KFI, Deborah Marquez, news.
And as you've been hearing, LA City Council member Mark Ridley Thomas and an ex-dean at USC have been indicted on bribery charges.
You know who we are as a city. We are sworn to protect the Constitution.
Fellow LA City Council member Joe Buscaino has called on Ridley Thomas to resign.
These charges tarnish the reputation of the entire city government.
He told KFI's John and Ken that he is shocked, saddened, and disgusted by the charges. The news is brought to you by MyCalChoice.com. Family and friends of a woman killed by a 17-year-old boy speeding across West LA in a Lamborghini are demanding justice. A hearing is being held in juvenile court to decide the boy's sentence. He admitted to felony vehicular manslaughter. The teen was arrested more than a month after the crash in February that killed Monique Munoz. Her cousin Stephanie Preston tells NBC4 it's been a hard fight for justice.
We just really had to fight for her from the very beginning to have charges filed, to keep the case visible and to just be sure that there's justice served.
The family has demanded the teen get the maximum sentence. The White House says its Supreme Court Commission is about to release its initial findings. ABC's Karen Travers says the commission was created in April to look into possible changes to the Supreme Court,
Including adding seats or instituting term limits. The president has not said explicitly if he supports either of those measures.
A draft report is expected tomorrow. The final report should be submitted to President Biden in mid-November. And people going to see the Rolling Stones may not see them play one of their most popular songs.
nope, not that one, but this one. Brown Sugar's The Rolling Stones' second most performed song, and it's gotten some criticism for its lyrics. Gold Coast slave ship bound for cotton fields. Steve Richards says he doesn't want to get into conflict about the song right now, and maybe it'll return one day. But for now, Brown Sugar has been cut from the tour. The Rolling Stones play at SoFi Stadium tomorrow and Sunday. Chris Little, KFI News.
It is slow on the 118 in Porter Ranch.
We're looking at that eastbound side where your delays are filling in away from DeSoto, taking you ahead all the way to Tax Reseda Boulevard. Let's check in with Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, Superwoman, Superlawyer.com.
We got a vent here now on the 110 northbound at Avenue 43. Overturned vehicle still on his left. Only the one left lane by Wendy to get to the right lane drive. Bumper to bumper now into the flowing way back to Dodger Stadium. Matter of fact, that's going to start to flow way back to South Los Angeles, back before Exposition Park. Southwest side of the 110, pretty typical point there. Same kind of stretch. From Thursday, well, just away from Stadium Way. We take the Stadium Way on and off into South Los Angeles. Northbound side of the 605. A problem just pulling up at about Whittier Boulevard. That seems to be added to that tough drive for the 105 and even the South 605. They're on the brakes there from Peck Road through to 5. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superwarrior.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the sky.
On the 57 in Anaheim, that is slowing down, leaving the 5 to remain on the brakes and stretches all the way to the 60. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
You want to sell your house or condo fast and easy, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy your home as is for cash.
Hey, with Seller's Advantage, there's no realtor fees or commissions, no escrow fees, no repairs needed. There won't be those annoying open houses where strangers walking through your home.
Damon and Doug from Seller's Advantage bought a house from one of our KFI listeners. Guy wanted to sell. He met with some real estate agents, and then Seller's Advantage, and decided to sell it.
He ended up with the same money. Same bottom line, there were no repairs, no headaches, no open houses, no hassles. And he said this, working with Seller's Advantage was the easiest real estate transaction he has ever completed.
See how much you have to do.
Call now at the front. Call 888-321-AS-IS. Call 888-321-AS-IS. That's 888-321-AS-IS.
CRE number 0196-1658, sellersadvantage.com.
Southland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow, highs around 80 for Metro LA. Mid-70s to mid-80s in the valleys.